thousands of Rohingyas fled to Bangladesh last year seeking refuge. Myanmar's military was criticized for the violence in northern Rakhine state. There were reports of babies being burnt alive, women being raped and many being killed just because they were Rohingyas. Now, there was an international outcry then. Countries joined in the chorus of criticizing the inhumane treatment Rohingyas were being subjected to. A year later, Bangladeshi's authorities are trying all they can to keep the wolf from the door, and all these countries are silent. Here's a report.
In October last year, several countries pledged $345 million in response to this massive humanitarian crisis. Tens of thousands of Rohingyas fled the killing fields of Rakhine in Myanmar. They crossed rivers. They walked barefoot for miles to cross the Myanmar border and reach the safety of relief camps in Bangladesh. Through the months, they have battled disease and food shortages in these camps. But ahead of the monsoon and amid fears of a rise in seasonal illnesses, there is now the scary prospect of the world seemingly forgetting these stateless people and their pain. Bangladesh has been more or less left alone to foot the $280 million bill that is required to build homes for Rohingya refugees in Bhasanchar Island ahead of the monsoon months. Bangladesh's Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Mohammad Shahriar Alam, has said that Dhaka might put in a formal request for international funds, but is not very hopeful of the response. International aid agencies such as Amnesty International says the island may be prone to flooding, but Bangladesh has brushed off the concerns. The government says the temporary arrangement for refugees will be safe as embankments are being built in the area. The refugees currently live in huts made of plastic and bamboo. They are not allowed to build permanent structures. The monsoon and cyclone season will hit Bangladesh in April, with thousands of refugees living together in a cramped space. This is nothing short of an open invitation to diseases. In a bid to help out, several countries had sent relief material to Bangladesh last year. India sent in tons of rice, sugar, oil and milk powder. Turkey, Malaysia, Indonesia and Azerbaijan as well as Morocco pitched in with critical help and supplies of ration, medicines and tents. But now Bangladesh needs more and the world seems to be looking the other way. While the international community continues to raise concerns about the Rohingya crisis, the big question is when will they convert their concerns to cash and aid for the suffering Rohingyas? Bureau Report, WION.
And beyond, Saad Hamadi joins me live from Dhaka. Good evening, Saad. What's the situation like on the ground as we speak about the Rohingyas?
Ramesh, it's indeed very concerning because the monsoon is just about 3 months away, and unless efforts are put in place to provide them with safe accommodation from where they're staying right now currently in the hill areas in the southern part of Bangladesh in Cox's Bazar, it could lead into a catastrophe because of the diseases as well as the landslides that would take place in those areas. There's been history of this kind of landslides taking place in the hill areas in Bangladesh, and the recurrences are quite alarming. So in those regards, unless actions are taken immediately for their safe relocation, it could really lead into a major crisis from the existing one, where we have 1 million people in that particular land.
Also, Saad, what are you learning about the repatriation of the Rohingyas back to Myanmar, resettlement of the Rohingyas in the Rakhine province, also with security assistance from the Myanmarese forces there?
Ramesh, there has been no resolution with regards to the repatriation as of now, except the arrangement that was struck between Bangladesh and Myanmar, but that too has not really seen much of a progress. There has been that call for identification of these Rohingyas. The government in Bangladesh provided a list of about 8,000 Rohingya members that will be validated by the Myanmar authorities before they are taken back, but that too has not gone too far. And now we have the monsoon coming in, and the government is preparing for a relocation of a very small number of these Rohingya refugees, just about 100,000 in a remote island in Bhasanchar. But it's not quite feasible or practical in understanding why just this 100,000 people are being considered for this relocation when we have nearly 900,000 of them staying in the same place.
All right, on that note, Saad Hamadi in Dhaka, thank you so much for joining me on WION Dispatch. Appreciate it.